I just made sure that my glasses were filming. What I'm doing is screwing this thing out so it'll have the maximum. Amazon online. Looks like when it's working. Hooks up to the battery. I mean the cigarette lighter plug. This is good for beside the road if you've got a nice level place. Yeah, I gotta get both of these back stand in place, and now I'm gonna lower it. Alright, the jack stand's holding it. I'm going to leave this thing partially extended so I don't have to wait for it to go so far up next time. Alright, spinning this to my D-bolt. Alright, we got that. Alright, the part we got to take off is that right there. That right there is what we got to take off. And look at these bearings right here. Giving trouble. I got to get the socket that I got to take that off too. First, I'm going to take the wheel off the other side though. Now then, now the rotor's got to come off. Okay, so to get the rotor off, that rotor has got a, it's really stuck on there. There it is. Alright, the rotor's off. Alright, that nut comes off. I got a new nut, by the way, that comes with that other one. Alright, now then, I may have to use my air hammer to break that loose in there. I'm using a 15/16 on this one. Fits nice and snug. Alright, got that bolt out. And this one here, uh-oh, caliper bolts out. Love this thing I got from Harbor Freight. It works real smooth. Alright, now I'm going to take the wire tie and get this off of here like that. Alright, now the wire tie is going to need to in here, put this tie wrap in there, a wire tie, if I can get it to start. See, that wire tie supports the weight of the caliper. Alright, now then, what I got to do here is I got to take that little there we go. Holds the ABS sensor. Once you get it broke loose, you can usually screw that thing out of there with your hand. If you can get on it with your fingers, please. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll leave that back here and throw my socket way over there where I can't reach it. There you go. Got that. Here you go. Get that out of there. It's over here with that. It's fine. Okay, now then, I got to take this loose, and I got to take this one loose. and I got to take that one loose. And then I got 3 on the back side that are really, really, really tight. Before I do any of that, I got to get these little push nuts off here. They put these on there at the factory to keep the rotors from falling off while they're on the assembly line. And you can bust them like that right there. I have here typically is that the disc, see, it's on this hub really tight, and because it's kind of rusted onto that hub, you gotta hit it like that. And it's annoying. By the way, I'm not worried about these because I got new ones with my new part. May have to spray some of that spray on there. The one on the other side came off easier. There it is. Took a little bit, but we got it off of there. Alright. Now the other part also comes with new brake shoes. I have not used my park brake enough to wear these brake shoes out, but I'll take them new ones. Not a big deal. Now these right here, this is an odd thing if you're not used to it. Look there, see, I let the adjuster fall out, but it don't matter because we got another one. We got one with the new one. And we could take the brake shoes off of here and do this, or we can just sort of bump those things out of there. Like that. Now that looks scary and all that, but really it's not that bad. Alright, now I'm going to bend that around, put it up here out of the way if I can. Alright, that got that loose. Alright, now I think before I can get to the bolt, these bolts right here, there's 3 bolts holding this knuckle. I'm going to have to take that one loose, and that one there is a 15/16, or a reasonable facsimile thereof. Oh, by the way, before we do that, let's go ahead and take our CV axle loose. Boy, that was really there's a story behind that too. I bought Daddy a snap-on air hammer, and he said his old Sioux air hammer worked better. Get on it with the other one. Now the reason I took that one loose was not to release that was to get that bolt out of the way so I could get to that bolt on the bottom down there under something that's more solid. See it squeezing the spring. Now that helps a little bit take tension off of things. Air compressor to kick on again. Alright. Now this one right here on the bottom has a flag nut on it. Alright, now then. See, we got this dancing around loose, but we got to unbolt this from that. Now that see, those are really hard to get out. And I got two more. I got one right down there. Threads. Okay. Seemed to break loose all at once. Either that or it broke a socket. Alright, where did I hide my air hammer? Oh, there it is.
They make a hub puller for this, but I didn't have one. Alright, let's get the old knuckle off of there and put it out of the way. We get it off of there. Put it over here on the ground. And here's a picture. Now it's time to put the new knuckle back on there. Had to get it out of the box and all that plastic and everything. They packed that thing in that foam stuff. The one on the other side, that backing plate was bent. It splined onto the axle there. Now I like to put that bolt in down there on that bottom link to sort of hold it in place. I can line that hole up. There it is. Come on, go through there. Oh, there, that's good. Now that one there has got a flag nut that it uses. Let me get this one here lined up and get it in there too. Let me get my air compressor noise in the background. Alright, now I got to get out on a creeper and get under here and get these that are so tight. I got to get those started. hard ones there. These are really important bolts, and they got to be really tight. Well, let's tighten the brand new nut. You can tell when it pulls it all the way in. And then we got to tighten these link bolts, I call them. There's that flag nut down there I'm putting in place. Make sure I get it started good before I put the impact on it. Alright, now these park brake levers have got to be worked through that rubber grommet. I sprayed a little bit of silicone spray on that rubber to make it easier to go through there, and it worked pretty well. Once you get them through there and get them in between those shoes, you got to make sure that they're matched together like they're supposed to be. Once you get them in place, that's all you have to do. They're not going anywhere. And these did come with those new park brakes, which I like that. And put the brake caliper back in place. And put the wheel back on. The reason that I did this job to begin with was because it was making noise. It was going rrr, 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 whenever I was on smooth pavement driving along, and I got tired of listening to that. And I could have pulled the knuckles off and carried them to the tire store and let them press the bearings out and press new bearings in and come back and put them back on, but I decided to go ahead and put any knuckles on there. I spent about $250 on the knuckles. And putting them on there was quite grueling, you know, when you're not used to doing this every day, but I got it done. But the hardest part of the whole job was those really, really tight bolts on the back that I was talking about. Other than that, everything went really smooth. The test drive indicated that there was no noise, and we are good to go.